Let's continue this with Truth or Fake. Vedika's joined us over by the big board. Good evening to you. We stay with the Iran war. A new report claims that Israel built 2 secret military bases in Iraq's western desert to support its strikes on Iran, and that the United States had knowledge of this. Talk us through the story, Vedika.
That's right, Mark. According to a new report by the New York Times, Iraqi officials had identified 2 secret Israeli-operated military outposts in the western desert of Iraq, citing an Iraqi official and a lawmaker. And according to the investigation, the presence of these bases may have led to the death of the Bedouin shepherd who first alerted to the fact that they exist. Now, the Wall Street Journal was the first to report on this story and bring it to light last week that a clandestine Israeli base in Iraq was being used as a logistical hub for the Israeli Air Force, and that Israel launched airstrikes against the Iraqi military, who almost discovered it in early March after a local shepherd put out the alert reporting unusual military activity in the area. Now, according to the New York Times, the shepherd, identified now as 29-year-old Awad al-Shamari, he was on a routine trip when he found soldiers, helicopters and tents in the desert, and his family believe that it was this discovery that in fact cost him his life, because shortly after alerting Iraqi authorities to what he had found, he was killed after a helicopter opened fire on his truck, riddling it with bullets. Now, the base that Mr. al-Shamari had found, according to regional authorities to the New York Times, Israel had been preparing to build this outpost as far back as late 2024, and it was used by Israel against Iran in the 12-day war in June of 2025. The second base was confirmed by Iraqi officials to the paper as well, although they didn't disclose its location, apart from the fact that it's also in the western desert region of Iraq. Now, the Times said that Washington knew about at least one of these bases since June 2025, or possibly earlier, meaning this is something that it concealed from Baghdad, which is one of its key strategic partners. And considering that Iraq and Israel have no diplomatic relations, this has, according to a lawmaker quoted in the article, shown a blatant disregard for Iraqi sovereignty. Now, what do we know about the official reactions? Well, Iraq's government has not formally recognized the bases nor commented on them. Israeli military, according to the New York Times, declined their repeated request for comment, both on the death of Shepherd Awad al-Shamari and also the existence of the covert military outpost. But, Mark, this is just what we know about this story right now in real time.
And since these reports of secret military outposts were made public, there's also been misleading images that have circulated. Tell us about those.
That's right. I'll start with this fake satellite image that's been circulating on social media. As we can see, just this post alone has racked up nearly 1 million views. And this claims to show us one of the secret alleged Israeli military bases in the Iraqi desert. It's dated from March 9th. We can see it has English text, it has geographical coordinates, and it has elements of what it says is visible on at the Israeli alleged base. We can see operational camp, we can see an incident area, 1.6-kilometer airstrip, but there's also a few inconsistencies here as well. For example, we can see it says 4 units IAF helicopters. However, there are only 3 clearly visible. But more importantly, there is a Google Synth ID digital watermark visible in this image, which proves to us that it was made mostly, or all of this image was generated by Google AI. Now, I also want to show you another example here. This is another false image circulating, claiming to show Iraq's Popular Mobilization Forces, which is a group of Iranian-backed militias, entering the Najaf desert to search for these alleged Israeli bases. Now, this, again, is another AI-generated image. I want to take a close-up so we can have a closer look at those inconsistencies. Firstly, we have clouds of dust only on one side, but totally clear on the other. We have a soldier here in the front who is missing a leg. We have distortion over certain faces and logos of the car, for example. And again, I just want to close off with this, that we also found the Google Synth ID digital watermark present in this image as well, confirming to us that it was AI generated. But these are just a few examples on how the latest reports, as we've seen here by the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, can quickly trickle down to quickly become elements of misinformation circulating on social networks.
Vedika, thank you.